Hello and welcome back to the final word here on the Football Martin channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. The ultimate fan channel for all things Southampton Football Club, more than just a fan channel, a community of Southampton fans, a global community, people from all over the world tuning into this channel. So thank you very, very much for your support. And I just need to give you guys a massive shout out before we do get into today's show, because I want to thank every single one of you. Over 10.5k in watch hours this month alone on the channel in the last 28 days. That is amazing. So thank you so much. 500 plus new subscribers in the last 28 days as well. So thank you to every single one of you for your support of the channel. It means the absolute world to me. I absolutely love doing this in the most horrific circumstances whatsoever of watching a team lose week in, week out. Let's get into the weekend. Let's look back on that game against Bournemouth down at St Mary's, and an opportunity to have sit and reflected upon it now. I've had a bit of time, watched the goals back, watched a bit of the game back as well. I must need to give my head a wobble, really. I don't know why I do it to myself, but you kind of want to break it down and say, where's it all going wrong? But there's so much wrong at the moment. And I was really animated yesterday. I went live yesterday morning and I was streaming. I was talking about my real frustration. I was so passionate and so angry at what I saw in the first 45 minutes on Saturday. It infuriated me. From the minute I saw the team lineup, I was absolutely alarmed. Smallbone and Aribo, they couldn't kick their way out of a paper bag, the two of them. Then they're not going to be good enough in a Premier League midfield, nowhere near. And then you've got Walker Peters, Wellington, and Bree, another three fullbacks in the side. The James Bree playing right side of a three-man partnership at the back is a waste of time. It's an absolute waste of time now. I just don't see why we need to keep going down that road. You just lose a player in midfield. You're not better putting a player in midfield. Walker Peters ends up playing right back anyway. He never gets forward enough anyway. He played Wellington one side, Walker Peters other side, but they don't get forward enough. They can't get up the field. We can't get up the field. And a lot of that was down to Bournemouth and how good Bournemouth were and the way they smothered Saints for the first 15 minutes. You know, they got themselves 2-0 up really, really quickly. Now, the first goal was just... It was terrible defending, really, and the way that goal come about, it all comes from not being good enough. Like when the opposition have got the ball, and the manager Juric has come in and he wanted to bring this high intensity, high energy football, this press, this wanna go after teams and not give teams time on the ball. We literally played into Bournemouth's hands at the weekend. We give them loads of time. We let them do what they wanted to do for the first 45 minutes. And you watch it back, you've got people jogging and trotting. This is... You talk about derbies. You could call it a derby. It's a rivalry building, because there is a rivalry building. It is definitely building in stature every time we play each other. They're just down the road. And there's local bragging rights up for grabs. You know... Many of us go to work this morning and we're getting the Mickey ripped out of us a fair bit by Bournemouth fans and Portsmouth fans for that matter as well. And it was embarrassing. And when you've got when you've got bragging rights on the line, you always run that bit more. You try that bit harder. You wear the shirt with a bit more pride. Didn't see any of that in the first. Honestly, it infuriates me now just talking about it and looking back on it. There was hardly anybody that come out of the game with any credit. I'll give you the players that I'll give credit to in a minute. But we talk about that first goal that Bournemouth scored, and it was really poor. Christie has so much time to put that ball in, and it all comes from Bednarek and not picking up. He's not tight enough to him. It's a free header. He gets in between him and Wood. It's a free header. Bullet header. Bang. It was a really, really good cross from Christie, who was the man of the match for me. I thought he was their best player. And Utara nods it in. It's an easy header. Any Sunday League player scoring that, the amount of space he's got, it was infuriating. And then to concede the second one so quickly, that was really, really disappointing. To go and concede so fast from the restart was just like, it was unforgivable for me. I just thought, well, keep it tight. You know, they scored the first one in on the 14th minute. I'm just looking at it now, 14th minute. I'm on flash score. Second one, Christie, who was the provider for the first one, has all, I said in the instant reaction video, has all that space to run into. I think it was a clearance from Bednarek, gets hoofed up in the air, brought down by Cliver, plays it off to Christie. Christie runs into space. Nobody closes him. He just gets that shot off, and it's in the bottom left-hand corner. Ramsdale's bottom left. Looking at the goal in that right corner. Brilliant goal. Really, really good striking. At 2-0, they take their foot off the gas. Bournemouth at that stage, I thought. They did take their foot off the gas because if they really wanted to go for the juggler, I thought they would have done, and they would have absolutely totally torn us to bits. But you look at the overall statistics for the first half. I've not got that on the screen here. I've only got the full match statistics on the screen. But when I looked at the first half statistics, not a shot on goal from Saints, not one off target from Kamaldeen Silamana, no big chances, no corner kicks, no shots inside the box. There was so much wrong. And you compare that to Bournemouth, they had 4 shots on goal, 3 off. They had 9 goal attempts in the first 45 minutes. And you look at the overall statistics of the game, another terrible XG from us, 0.55. Theirs was 1.16. Ball possession was 45% Saints, 55 Bournemouth. All these statistics are on the screen are from Flash Score. Somebody said to me last week, if you're going to put statistics up, make sure they're right. Well, I take them from Flash Score, and I'm 100% sure I've typed these out correctly. They're all from Flash Score. So this is where this has come from. Shots on goal, Saints 4, Bournemouth 7. You were looking at the shots off goal, 3 apiece. Big chances, just the 1 big chance for Saints. They have 3. The statistics, really and truly, it was all Bournemouth. We were the massive underdogs in the game, really. When you look at it going into the game, we were the underdogs. And that seems to be the same thing every week. We're always the underdog, no matter who we play against. It's so depressing. And somebody said on my matchday vlog yesterday, and first and foremost, I swore a couple of times in my matchday vlog, so apologies for that. It's just pure raw emotion. I don't mean to do it. I'm not being unprofessional by doing it. Somebody said to me I was being really unprofessional. I take your comments on board, but I was literally, it's in the moment, and I'll try and capture everything, but I will go back to normal service this weekend. I will literally try and hold on to my emotions and just try and watch my language. But my match day vlog, I was talking about moments of the game and things that I was seeing happen there and then, and the things that infuriate me. And there's so much that annoys me about our performance. Like I know Smallbone shouldn't be starting in that midfield, but he starts because he's selected by the manager to start. And look, he's probably not a Premier League midfielder, but he isn't. We know he isn't. But he's selected. He's doing his best. And to cheer him off, dear me, that was really unforgivable, not fair. A lot of people agreed with me on the instant reaction video I did as I left St Mary's on Saturday. But the lineup from the manager was all wrong. I'll come on to the manager later on in the final word this show. I do want to talk about him and give you some of my opinions on it. But the lineup was wrong, played into Bournemouth's hands. Bournemouth are a good side, and they could have really capitalised on it. And to go in half-time 2-0 up, they were coasting. Second half, we were better. Aribo going centre-back was good. He played well playing centre-back, but a midfielder should be setting in being our best player at centre-back. It's ridiculous, but playing this nonsense system, I don't like it. I'm sorry. I'm a fan, being honest and open. I'm just being honest. I don't like the 3 at the back. I'd like to see us revert back to a 4-3-3, or I'd just try something different. Let's stop being stubborn. It's not working. We're not any harder to beat, are we? We're not stop leaking any goals. It's the same as what we were seeing before. Massive shout out to Bournemouth. Really, really good in midfield. Adams and Christie I spoke about. Clivert's got a lovely touch on him. Simiento, Brooks, that I thought they were tidy out wide. Atara drops in. He's a real handful. I really like the 2 fullbacks. I thought Kirkez was good. Steady player. Cook got booked early, so he's on a bit of a tight rope. But they're a decent side, aren't they? Didn't test their goalkeeper all game, really. And it was a comfortable victory for Bournemouth, and fair play to them. I think they get a European football. And And I wish them all the best. I don't have anything against Bournemouth. There's a lot of songs sung about Southampton. But the majority of the comments on the Matchday vlog have been really decent. A lot of people from Bournemouth wishing us all the best. Some saying they feel sorry for us. Don't worry about it, honestly. You don't need to feel sorry for us. Somebody said to me, I can't listen to you anymore, Martin. You're so negative. I'm like, I was positive all last season. Comment about you can't listen to me for being negative. Please tell me, what is there to be positive about? Get involved in the comments box below. What is there to be positive about at the moment? Let's pull out a couple of players and give you a little bit of positivity. Aaron Ramsdale was brilliant. He makes 2-3 brilliant saves. One of them from Carl Walker-Peters. It was a really, really good save. Mateus Fernandes continues to work hard. He grafts and he grafts and he grafts. He gives everything to the team. And Joe Aribo at centre-back second half fought down well. Those three, take away the rest. Total and utter waste of space. No commitment. First half, want to wear the shirt. Local bragging rights up for grabs, like I said. Go into a derby, a big derby, a proper one, against Portsmouth next season down at Fratton Park and turn up and play like that. You get absolutely mauled. You will get turned over because when you play derbies and you play local games and teams around you, fans expect commitment. They expect people to put on the shirt with pride and passion. And when you don't see that, the fans will turn. They haven't turned yet, and I'm very, very surprised they didn't the weekend. They just left and walked away because people are genuinely really, really sick of it right now. Right, that's my thoughts on the game. That's my final word on the Bournemouth game. Give me your thoughts in the comments box below. Your opinions and your thoughts are really important here on the channel. It's like I say, it's a fan channel, but I love the community that we're building here as well. It's really important to get your thoughts on it, to get involved in it. I want to talk about the manager now. Ivan Juric. Is Ivan Juric the right man going forwards for Southampton Football Club? I was really animated when I slept on the result on Saturday, woke up Sunday. Like I said, I was live and I spoke about my concerns over him, the lineup. I was annoyed at how we set up, how we played into their hands. I still don't like what happened with Flynn Downs, no matter what anyone says. I still don't like it. I don't think it needed to be in the public domain. I really, really don't. And I think you could see the players didn't really. I'm sure they played for him in the first half. They didn't play for the fans anyway. And I'm annoyed about it. I'm annoyed that we're not seeing a change. David Moyes has gone into Everton. They've had a new manager bounce. They're really kicking on now. They're winning games of football and they've pulled themselves away. And I thought with this guy coming, I didn't think he was going to be a world beater. I know we've got the greatest team in the world, but I thought we'd get them running for one another and get in some organisation and make it a bit harder to beat and stop letting in sloppy goals. We're letting about 21 goals under this guy already. For me, I'm going to be honest now. And after what I said Sunday morning and watching Total Saints podcast, make sure you go check out the Total Saints podcast. I totally agree with what Glenn and Steve were saying on there. They're absolutely spot on, those guys. And they were questioning it all as well. And what I was saying and feeling when I heard them say it Sunday night in their podcast, I kind of felt better knowing that I wasn't the only one really questioning what he's trying to do, what's the philosophy and where we're going. I just don't see what we're trying to do. I'm not saying it was going to be any better under Russell Martin. I'm not saying, we shouldn't have sacked Russell Martin. I just think we get appointments so wrong at the football club. There's so much wrong at this moment in time. There's so much work to be done this summer. There's a massive, massive rebuild to be done. I'm not convinced he's the man for it. I'm going to be honest, I'd like to see Danny Roll. I want someone with championship experience. I want somebody that knows the division. I want somebody that knows the football club, that can come in and that can galvanise things and start bringing pride back. There's no pride in playing for Southampton Football Club right now, and the fans just feel absolutely humiliated. And all the dead wood just needs to go now. It all needs to go. I will do a video on what the players that you keep and go. I think you need a massive clear out. You need a manager that knows the league, that can bring Charles back. He can bring players that are adequate for that division, that knows it inside out. He's been down there for a couple of years.
I think that's what we need. I'm not convinced by this guy. There's no doubt he's fallen out of players. You can see it. You can see it. The body language on the pitch says it all. You've got Armel Bella-Kotchap, 24 games for the club. He's spent most of his time since he's been here down in the chapel corner by the corner flag signing autographs to kids while the game's going on. Seriously, that's what somebody told me on a show yesterday. Quite incredible stuff, this. Unbelievable. Not good enough. He should be playing, really, to be quite honest, or be given an opportunity. Why he's not given that opportunity? Because he cannot do any worse than what we are seeing in front of us right now. So what is it? What is it? He needs to be really, really questioned on this, in my opinion. He really, really does need to be questioned. Like, right, I want all your fan reactions in the comments box below. Give me your thoughts about Ivan Djuric. Is he the man to take us forward? Yes or no? I want to get your thoughts on that one. As we're coming to the back end of the Final Word show, I want to bring a statistic to you that Adam Blackmore put out there from BBC Radio Solent. He tweeted this yesterday, and I've done it in a couple of videos on other platforms, and I've not spoke about it on YouTube yet, but I want to talk about it and across my podcast and across my channels. And look, get involved. And this is quite alarming, really, when you look at it. February 2022, Southampton won back-to-back Premier League games under Ralph Hasenhüttl at home. In the 3 years, 4 managers have combined since then to win, get this, 9 games in 75 Premier League fixtures. Premier League. It's Cup, Championship excluded in the Premier League. That is outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. Relegation is form it just consistently. It's unbelievable. That's and in that time, that's 4 wins from the last 37 Premier League games. That's from Adam Blackmore at BBC Radio. So make sure you go follow him over on X at Adam Blackmore. He put that stat out there, and he went on to say, no wonder the fans have had enough. They've been patient. And absolutely, we've been patient. Give me your thoughts on what Adam Blackmore had to say there and that statistic, because it is literally quite incredible, isn't it? It is unbelievable. And it doesn't get any easier, does it? Because next up is Brighton and Hove Albion. Right, it's time to look around the Premier League. Look at the rest of the games from the weekend. We're out to take a little break from Southampton. Most boring game of the weekend that I watched anyway was Tottenham Man United. Tottenham won, Man United 0. Man United, what an absolute mess they're in right now. Nowhere near as bad as us, but they're going to go down if they continue going the way they're going. Liverpool scraped one out against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Matheus Cunha with another beautiful goal for Wolves. They're showing some fighting spirit. 2-1 victory for Liverpool at Anfield. Crystal Palace, they were beaten by Everton. Charlie Alcaraz, he scored for Everton and set one up as well. He put in a really good performance as well. Just the one game, remember. Someone did tweet me. I did share the tweet from the Daily Mail about his performance and how he got injured with his knees, with that knee slide when he scored that first goal that he scored for Southampton. He didn't do that at the weekend. He's learning and he's back in the Premier League. Just a one game. Still a long way to go for Charlie Alcaraz. Aston Villa, a 1-1 draw with Ipswich Town at the weekend. That was a very good result for Ipswich. They're fighting for their lives more than what we've done all season long. Fulham, big victory for them against Nottingham Forest. Man City 4, Newcastle 0. Surprised with that one. West Ham 0, Brentford 1. Brentford are a decent side, a win away from them. Leicester, another defeat for them. Looks like they're coming down with us. Going to be focusing on them on the channel later on this week. They lost 2-0 at home to Arsenal, and Brighton and Hove Albion, who we play at the weekend, beat Chelsea 3-0 on Valentine's Day on Friday night. I did watch that, much to the disgust of my girlfriend. I recorded it and watched it at about half midnight. Watched the whole game back, actually. I thought Matoma's goal was absolutely incredible. For anyone that's not seen it, make sure you go watch it. It was sublime. It was the best goal. It will probably be goal of the month. It could potentially be goal of the season. It was nothing short of incredible. The first touch he takes is unreal. Really, really good. What a player he is. Absolutely love watching him play. I do fear playing them at the weekend. I think they're a good side, and I think they cause us loads of problems. And at the end of the game, actually, at the weekend, the seagulls were flying around in the bowl at St Mary's. And the Seagulls visit St Mary's this weekend. Are you going? Get involved and let me know on that one. Right, that brings us to the Premier League table. How do things stand? Let's look at the top end first. Liverpool with that victory over Wolverhampton Wanderers, 25 games, 60 points on the board. Arsenal in second with 53. Nottingham Forest are still in third place, even with that defeat of the weekend, 47 points from the 25 games. And Man City are closing in on Nottingham Forest. Right, those bottom three at this moment in time. Southampton, 9 points from 25 games. Will we beat Derby's all-time points low? 9 points on the board from 25 games. Quite incredible, really, what's going on at our place. I can't believe it. It's absolutely heartbreaking. Leicester City got 17 from 25. Ipswich Town, 17 as well. And Wolverhampton Wanderers have 19. But it will be, for me, between Ipswich and Wolves. West Ham will be fine under Graham Potter. It looks like it will be Saints, Leicester, and I reckon it'll be one between Ipswich and Wolves. It's hard to call it. It really, really is hard to call it. It'd be interesting to see who does it. What do you think? How do you think it's going to unravel in the Premier League in those relegation places? Do you think Leicester are definitely gone? Or can Ipswich get themselves out of it? We all remains to be seen. One midweek Premier League fixture this week is Aston Villa versus Liverpool. That is midweek. And then next weekend, Leicester at home again. They've got Brentford. Everton take on Man United. It's Arsenal, West Ham. Bournemouth are at home to Wolves. Fulham take on Crystal Palace. Ipswich, Tottenham. Ipswich beat Tottenham down in London early on in the season. It was one of their big victories, wasn't it? Can they do the same and get the double over them? We take on Brighton at home. You've got Aston Villa, Chelsea, Newcastle Forest and Man City, Liverpool. What a game that one will be. And that wraps up the final word this week. Really appreciate you all tuning in. I hope you're enjoying the content on the channel. Stay tuned this week. Plenty more coming. There are some podcasts coming. I bumped into James Beattie at the weekend down at St Mary's and I asked him, would he do a podcast with me? And he said yes. So I've had him and David Prutton both say yes. So we're going to look to get those guys involved in the next couple of weeks. Before I close out this show, I would like to give a massive shout out to my YouTube members. Loads of people sign up to the YouTube membership. It's not a large amount of money. It's only a couple of quid. You get some exclusive perks on there as well. An opportunity to get player ratings. I do a player ratings video. Get videos earlier as well. And there's also some opportunities to win a few goodies along the way as well. I'd like to thank Anthony Dawson for joining. He's joined within the last couple of weeks. Stuart Atkinhead, if I pronounced it correctly, he's joined. David Bunny, Ben Carroll, Tetonator as well. So grateful to have you on board. Thank you for supporting my channel. And liking, commenting and subscribing to the channel also really, really does help the viewing numbers. Help share it to more Southampton fans across the globe. Keep sharing with your friends. Keep the love for Southampton. Up the Saints. Things will get better. I know they will. I know it's a bit negative at the moment, but stick with it. Football goes in circles and it will come back round. I'll see you again in another show very, very soon.